Since the beginning in 1993 of America's experiment with mixed martial arts, because remember it was in Japan way back in 1984 with Shoto, and all the way back to the Greco-Roman days of ancient Greek pancration. So we didn't invent MMA, we rediscovered it. And we now know that the Gracie spectacle was largely predicated on very, very careful choices of who got in and who didn't get in. And long story short, the three main styles we've had in mixed martial arts, American mixed martial arts, up till now, has been the grappling styles, have been American folk style wrestling, which is basically a nerfed down version of freestyle. You have, of course, judo and sambo theory as well, a lot of that, and of course, the ubiquitous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And we're coming up to a changeover. We're seeing a changing of the guard. Just like I predicted some years ago, freestyle wrestling will become the dominant style in mixed martial arts, and you're going to see a change. Because of the scoring system in freestyle, it produces a more aggressive reaction to shots. Whereas Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylists commonly pull guard, and folk style Jiu-Jitsu, folk style Judo Sambo people, erase that one. As we know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylists are passionate about pulling guard, just notorious for pulling guard. Turtling, we can most commonly see that out of Sambo, Judo, and folk style wrestling. But freestyle is a different animal because they reward turn theory. When you take an opponent and you turn them against their will and expose their back momentarily, you get big points in freestyle and Greco-Roman. And this is the background a lot of these new fighters are coming from. So you're going to see a different animal. Basically, when someone comes in for a leg attack on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylist, and they feel like they're in trouble, they almost certainly will bail to a full guard, which is where they want to be for a lot of reasons, but it's not the best spot in MMA for obvious reasons. I absolutely love judo, sambo, and folk style wrestling. They're awesome sports, but they have a fatal flaw, a bad habit, and that's turtling. Basically, turtling is the practice of going to your hands and knees and waiting for a referee stand-up. And you're going to get in trouble doing that in mixed martial arts. Up till now, one of the main theories we've seen is when a leg attack is predominant and you're almost down, a lot of judo, sambo, folk-style wrestlers are going to turn and twist and bail to their force and try to find a chance to maybe invert or Granby out. Every once in a while it can work out, but quite often this position can get you in a lot of trouble. It's not the best option for mixed martial arts. Maybe I get lucky and come out with a leg attack, but there's a whole different world out of freestyle theory. Far better. Because freestyle wrestling rewards the turn theory, they're always scrambling for top control. And this is one of the predominant techniques you'll see. It's a kind of body lock lift, almost like a ground level suplex, and it is the very best way to react to a dangerous leg attack. Also, we're going to go through a series that sets up like the Darce choke, and basically that's designed to scare your opponent and get a quick pass. Let's start with the Darce choke series. So basically, as my opponent shoots in, I want to sprawl out as best I can and try to set up body lock positions and get my sternum right on top of his head. If I can crush his head down and pinch him up, I want to reach through and grab at the arm as high as I can in the trapezius, right up where it meets the deltoid. And then I want to block or chock this arm. Now this position gives me the very best chance I'm going to have to get behind this man. And all I got to do is get this knee here past that arm. And then I can come right around and get my great ground and pound control tactic. Now what happens if I don't beat this arm? So I've just hit a great sprawl off a shot, and I'm planning on running behind my opponent. But he's a good wrestler. And if I don't beat this arm with a nice drag or pin or something, my personal favorite you just saw, he is going to be able to snatch my legs as I try to come around him. And likely is going to score the takedown right off that series. So you've got to beat that arm. Once again, beating this arm is critical to get behind my opponent. Once again, the best way I can do that in an MMA situation is to reach around, and he's thinking Darce. He's worried about the Darce, so he's going to be defending the Darce. Maybe you got a shot at it, but otherwise, use this shake as an opportunity to get your knees past this line, and this knee is most critical. So if you pump that one back, you can shoot it forward, and then come right through for your ground and pound.